So let's talk about what happens when someone decides to go all in on fiber overnight. You know the type. They read one article about gut health on Monday, and by Tuesday they're eating beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. By Wednesday, they're living in their bathroom wondering what fresh hell they've unleashed on themselves. Here's the thing about fiber: your gut bacteria need time to adjust. When you suddenly jump from eating maybe 10 grams a day to 50 or more, you're essentially throwing a massive party for bacteria that weren't expecting it. These microorganisms start fermenting all that fiber, producing methane and hydrogen gas like they're running a factory. The result? You look 6 months pregnant within hours, and the sounds coming from your abdomen could wake the dead. The physiological reality is brutal. Your intestines aren't used to processing this much bulk. They start cramping, trying to move everything through faster than normal. This creates urgency, the kind where you're mapping out every bathroom between your house and work. And the diarrhea? It's not the gentle kind. We're talking explosive, life-disrupting events that make you cancel important meetings and dates. I've heard stories that would make you cringe. One person told me they genuinely thought they were having a medical emergency. Another couldn't leave their house for 3 solid days. Someone else had to cancel a date because, and I quote, "I literally couldn't stop farting." These aren't exaggerations. This is what happens when you treat fiber like more is always better. The workplace horror stories are particularly brutal. Imagine sitting in an open office environment, feeling your intestines start rumbling during a client presentation. Your colleague innocently asks, "What died in here?" and you want to disappear into the floor. The pandemic work-from-home situation was probably a blessing for secret fibermaxers, but returning to the office? That's been a reckoning. Now, the solution isn't complicated, but it requires patience that most people don't have. You need to increase fiber by only about 5 grams per week. Spread it throughout the day rather than eating one megadose. And for the love of everything, drink copious amounts of water. Without adequate hydration, all that fiber turns into cement in your intestines, which is the opposite of what you want. The fermentation process needs time to stabilize. Your gut bacteria populations need to shift and adjust. Your intestinal muscles need to adapt to moving increased bulk. Skip this gradual process and you're signing up for weeks of misery that could have been avoided with a little patience. The really frustrating part? Most of the suffering is completely unnecessary. Fiber is genuinely beneficial for health, but the difference between a helpful amount and a disaster-inducing amount is often just the speed of implementation. Those success stories you read online? They probably didn't mention the adjustment period because it wasn't dramatic. They increase slowly and sensibly. But that's not the story that goes viral on wellness Instagram.